ruin this. Definitely start on that note. Right, we do housekeeping. Seeing as we haven't done this in like.
Oh wait, should we say where we are first?
Wait, look at I have it now.
Okay,
So we haven't done it in like 2 weeks, and we were almost not going to do it today. So we're going to slap out a quick one now.
yeah, we're in a dodgy location as well.
We'll take pics because it actually is it looks like we're in like a dungeon or something.
Yeah, we're in the top floor of the UCD physics
A
building.
dungeon of the mind.
Deep. It's where intelligence goes to die. The physics building.
It's where smiles go to die.
Whoa.
Have you ever seen a smile around here?
You're smiling right now.
Yeah, because I'm on full of uncontrollable banter. My smile was twice as big 4 years ago.
Oh, depressing. Don't bum people out at the very start with their physics shit. But we're in the top floor of physics, and we just decided to take a break from our study. It's probably good for the mind. Not that Clunes was doing any studying.
Yeah, I was on Facebook and Tinder at the same time.
Swiping with the left thumb, scrolling with the right.
Yeah. I was doing absolutely fuck all.
Fair enough.
This is the most productive thing I've done all day. Got out of bed at like 1:30. Got in here at 4. It's now 8 and I still haven't done a tap.
Welcome to the life of Sean Clooney.
Yeah, this semester's going to be so hard.
We were recording an intro for this, like a test thing for this, and we were eating carrots at the same time as doing it. And I said, like, I really want to eat my carrot, but here, I'll show you what it sounds like.
But there was like 4 minutes of us chatting while eating carrots, and we're like, "Oh lads, we have to put the carrots away. We can't record and eat carrots at this."
I grossed myself out listening to the. It was so gross. You guys would have complained the shit out of the last episode.
I thought it was funny. Yeah, I wanted to just do the whole thing half chewing a carrot. It's just like,
It was pretty gross.
Yeah.
Alright, so we theoretically have loads to talk about now because you've been away in 11 Reef for the last week.
yes. For anyone that doesn't get that amazing weight, it was actually Tenerife, but it was so good. It's 11 Reef.
One more than Tenerife.
Just simmer on that for a minute. Just this is probably the 1,000th time you've said this joke in the last 10 days.
First time on the podcast, man.
New listeners.
To anyone I haven't told that joke to,
You are welcome.
they think I'm hilarious.
These benches are so squeaky.
Yeah, it's definitely showing up in the background. We have a cool little sign as well that says "recording in progress" because we're in a public space.
This is the common room.
Yeah,
So we have so we don't have the sign with us obviously because you can't be bringing the sign around.
yeah, it's gonna get nicked or robbed. It's our own.
Or taken back since we nicked or robbed it. Allegedly.
What? I made that sign, man.
With bare hands, with my UCD stamp and all.
Alright, so you got anything fun to tell us about Tenerife? What?
No shit.
7 days of shite.
Yeah, like people keep asking me like, "Oh, how'd you go over in Spain? Tenerife, was it a good crack?" Like, "Oh, did I get a nice tan and all that?" No, it was. I went on like a college trip. It was,
And there was no
so
sun
shit
at all.
Oh, we got off the plane, so I went over to like work in this telescope for a week. But obviously, you only see stars at night, so you work all night and sleep all day. But you're up 4 kilometers up in a fucking mountain in like a shack. So in the room is 4 people in bunk beds. I have like David, our friend David, was like 6'8" in a bunk bed across from me. I have like Shaw underneath me. Like we don't have to believe Shaw's name. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He's alright. Bit racist, but he's grand. Like. Yeah, I mean, just slay all the boys.
He said this really funny thing about black people.
No, he doesn't have funny about black people. He's racist as fuck.
Well, you just fucking slandered him now, haven't you?
Oh, he's just the most British person ever. And by that I mean racist. He may as well have a bulldog tattoo on his balls. Prick. He's actually grand.
No one knows what you think of him now. He's grand. He's a dirty racist prick. Oh no, like he's alright.
But in fairness, David's our friend and he's racist and fuck. Like.
Fair enough. You racist, lanky.
Yeah, you know he doesn't listen to it at all. Yeah, fuck you, D-Rod.
One of the points on your list, mate, is just haven't seen each other. That's so sad.
We haven't seen. I'm back like a week. We've seen each other like once.
Romeo.
Stop looking at my list. You're cheating.
You can see my list. It's written in massive pink pen.
Yeah, one of your things is called Wanker, so that's going to be good.
I'll tell you, it's a funny story.
Hang on, let me finish my Funerife bits. Right.
Alright, cool.
So we went there.
Funerife.
So
Right, go on.
we landed, got out of the place. So there's 10 of us on the trip. Like 7 nerds, 1 lanky nerd, 1 little Moldovan, and me,
Fair enough.
and an artist.
I'm an artist. What an oddball in that group.
Oh, there's some good stories about her. She's like,
I heard something about meditation.
oh
there.
my god, right? I'll tell you what I'm gonna tell you. So she's like a 40-year-old artist who came with us to do, like, she's doing a piece on like art and science. So she went to like view the stars with us, all this kind of shit, and taking nice pictures. Took nice pictures. She's really sound, but she was just so out of place in the group because we were like, oh, and use this. You talking a bit of nerd spiel over there, like.
Yeah.
And she's so lost the whole time, but she asks questions about everything. She's really into it, and none of us are into it. Like we're here to get a degree and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
No one likes the stuff, but she's so enthusiastic, and you're there like
So you're
day 6 after 5 minutes sleep, like, and she's like, oh my god, it's a star! Oh my god, shut up. You're like, oh, you're so unenthusiastic about it. But every night she'd just kind of be like working away on her art stuff, and then she'd just kind of stop, put all the stuff down, disappear into the room. Like there's 3 rooms. There's a control room, the like chilling room, and a kitchen. The kitchen is like a quarter of the size of this. It's tiny. And she'd just creep in, the door kind of lock, and then you just hear chairs being moved, and then you just hear
Was she actually like that?
that sounded exactly like, it wasn't like
That's so
it was like
and she had to do that. She couldn't take a week
single
off.
night.
She couldn't take 1 week out of her
The
life.
first night I was in the control room when she had done it, and Elena called me over. She was like, look, go over next to the kitchen, listen. And I was like, oh, I went over and I was like, what is there, like a dishwasher in there or something? Like, what's the sound? And she was like, that's it, that's
Artist.
Meditating. She took a picture of my reaction. I was like, I just made a facial expression. No one can hear my facial expression there. I made a, and then that, and then did it.
And then one of them. One of those.
Yeah. So basically, all we do is we'd start observing at like 6 o'clock in the night, finish at like 7 o'clock in the morning, wake up at 1:30, go for lunch, go to bed at 2:30, wake up at 5:30, get dressed, and go to start all over again.
So it was like 5 a reef.
It was like a 1 reef. PointTenerife.
Point. Too bad scientific notation, isn't it?
I'll go for it.
Alright.
But like, we got some nice pictures somewhere.
Well-
we can put something up on the podcast.
Oh yeah,
The
put up your
Instagram.
swanky pictures.
I have let the ball drop on Instagram so much. I haven't put a thing up in ages.
You're the worst, man.
I know.
You are our social media.
I mean, yeah.
Operator.
No, the last fella got sacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since we sacked.
We sacked that Jawsbridge intern that was like 50.
Yeah. Felt pretty bad for the bloke though.
The kids would pay for it.
He's a bit of a rapist. Speaking of Jobsbridge rapists,
Oh my god, that was the worst link I've ever heard. But yeah, go for it.
this guy actually genuinely is the Jobsbridge. I found that's where they got them.
This is a follow up. We've
Yeah,
spoken about it.
some follow up because we've talked about Alan the rapist before. Any of you don't remember, Alan
I think
is,
it's episode 3 or 4.
is a rapist.
What was it called?
Might have been something about Hitler. What is it? What's the Hitler lad one?
Yeah, it's probably that.
We'll link it in the description. But
Yeah. We'll just say like BT Dub, Alan the Rapist was in episode 3.
he wasn't actually a confirmed rapist.
But
but
come
now
on.
at this
he
point,
asked someone like, "What are you on in the shower?" or
two separate people, and he only works with 3 people. So that's 2/3 of his colleagues. He felt up to the point where they complained about sexual harassment, right? And then the joy of this, right?
I
is-
just want to say, you said like, if anyone goes back and listen to that episode, you say about 5 words. I said rapist. He's a rapist, and that's what you call it.
you aced it, rapist. But
So he's in jail, yeah.
but because they got him through a fucking
Jawsbridge.
and like some company or whatever, they don't actually have to tell him he's fired. The company that we got him through has to tell him. So basically, what they did was they just got someone else from the agency, and then they just stopped giving him hours. And he was in there the other night. I was working with him. It was his last night. And he goes, I don't have any more shifts. Do you know what the deal is? I was like, no idea. We all knew he was fired because he's a pedo. And then...
is it pedo or rapist?
Well, one of the ones he felt up is like 18.
So he's a rapist.
And he's like 45.
Yeah, but when it's legal, it's legal.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry for slandering your name, Alan, you rapist. Sorry I called you pedo.
Fucking rapist.
And then, right, we were talking about...
How felled up are you talking about? Like, casual brush on the face or like, grab the boobies?
We're talking like consistent bodily touching that isn't necessarily genitals or anything, but he was just like kind of rubbing the back and giving her like, you know, one of them like, oh, so how are you getting on?
Yeah, feeling my soul then.
Working out, man. Yeah, I just felt cleans up, but
you can probably hear it. It's kind of a ruffly jumper.
It just went quiet and just hear like ruffling and like pleasure sound. But the night we found out he was fired, there was a security report in from the previous night. Apparently, some young one. It's over the break, right? Spring break. And there's no students around. And this young one of the only people in the whole residence, was walking back to her apartment like fucking 11 o'clock at night. And then she saw an old man standing in the middle of the bushes. And she was like, what the fuck? She looked over. He had no cacks on whatsoever, long jacket, classic fucking masturbator, dick out, old man.
No way.
Old man, just absolutely wanking it in the middle of the
I'm not having that.
Guaranteed.
8-year-old public masturbator trench coat.
Public masturbator trench coat, the whole shebang, wanking in the residence.
Did he have boots on?
I don't know the full
They always
outfit.
have boots on.
He must have though. I got a very vague description of this man, but I know for a fact that he was wearing a big trench coat and boots.
They always have big boots on. Oh my god, that's the best thing ever.
Legitimate masturbator trench coat caught on campus.
Why, like, does he not know porn exists? Like,
I'd say he gets off on the thrill of being in public. Like,
yeah, but like,
you can't get that from porn.
But you can stand in the middle of a bush around a load of people and wank off to like some good porn. Like that was just some young one with a school bag on walking past.
I don't know if he was masturbating to her.
Oh,
I don't know what he was masturbating to.
the thrill.
Maybe he was masturbating, like maybe you could see in someone's window or something. But it's so weird. Apparently. And we were talking about this, and then I mentioned it to someone, they were like, oh yeah, him. He hasn't been around in a while. I was like, what? They were like, yeah, he was around for a while, like, knocking about over the last one.
He definitely lives nearby as well.
What? Apparently. Allegedly this bloke is like local, and they were like, oh, I haven't seen him in ages.
John the Masturbator.
Maybe he's dead. And then, oh no, he's back. Class, he's still alive.
We're worried about him.
What the fuck? Imagine passing him. Oh, John, how are you getting on? Doing well, how are the kids? Oh, very good, nice one anyway. Chat to you later. He's there like just absolutely going at it. You go into the bush the next morning and just fucking gross.
Right, I don't know if I should use masturbator. Yeah, right. You walk past this old bloke and he's in a bush, absolutely Tom Hankin looking at you, and you make eye contact with him while he's having an Anne Frank, and you know he's doing it to you. Are you flattered or creeped out?
Creeped out, guaranteed. Because I know that man he's not really wanking off to like the aesthetics that is me, you know what I mean? He's wanking off to the weird thrill of like,
you could have picked a lot of other students. You went for you. You gotta be a little flattered, come on.
You give him a wink, a point, like a thanks, bro.
Finger gun.
And I'm like,
yeah. You stay pretty public masturbator, John.
Oh. Imagine like the wave, the like you look at him, you look behind you to make sure he's looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah, very sure.
Just got an awkward point and a head scratch and then a run away.
Yeah.
Do you give him like give him a little peek, like just get him off quicker and his like
you just flash a nip and then leave. That for you, baby cakes. Keep going.
Like he's sound because he's masturbating. You don't want him to get caught, so you want him to finish up quick.
So.
Yeah.
Like, he's not like a stranger. If a different fella moved in on his turf, then you'd be like, oh, that's weird. Get out of here.
Yeah, guards.
Yeah.
There's someone on John's turf. They're like, John's turf? That's where he's always masturbated. He's masturbated there for 20 years now.
Does that guy have boots on? yeah, he's got boots on too. But they all do. I remember I saw a thing, it was like in Waterford, there's like a main centre. It'd be like, kind of like Grafton Street, which is just like a square in the middle of the city where there's all the shops and things.
In Waterford?
Yeah, and there was a fella that like came out, like didn't get a job in a job interview, like came out in like a suit and just hands down, just sat in the middle of the sound and wanked.
That's not what you do when you don't get the job.
That's what you do when you get the job. Celebrate, man.
You go home and get sad.
You go home.
You have a lemon private.
He just went down, just pants down, just have no way. Fair play.
Fair play.
What's the most public place you ever masturbated?
Most public place. Actually, I just realised where it was. Well, it's technically a private place, but it was just outside, and I shouldn't have done it there.
Your backyard, man.
No, it was my ex-lax back garden. She absolutely blue balls me once.
That's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, went down the side passage.
Yeah, you did.
There was and then the old side passage there, yeah.
That's a good one. How old are you?
Fucking 16, 17? I was
21.
I was royal blue in the balls.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh man, this was yesterday. This was last week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's actually yesterday.
I wasn't going out at the time, I just went back to my ex blue balls.
You remember that time she blue balls when you were 15? Back and jizz on a window and left.
This is for that time. She opens the blinds and jizz everywhere.
Yeah. No, I was watching.
There has been so much masturbation. This is like, we're 70 minutes in with a solid 14 of masturbation.
That's comedy gold, though, to be fair.
That masturbator John.
We should have an episode title in there.
Do you know, there's some podcasts I watch or listen to that I then watch because people take like funny bits of them and they're like a minute out of our podcast and they animate it and
the Ricky
put it
Gervais
up. Oh, they do it for the Ricky Gervais ones as well, but I watch the other ones as well. And that is definitely animatable. If I could animate, I would animate like masturbator trenchcoat John and us waving at him.
Winking and throwing nipple and leave.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, see this jumper on here?
Oh, is it nips for days?
Can you see my skin through it?
See your skin through it? No.
I was with someone earlier and because I'm not wearing anything under it, and I put it on and they were like, I can see your skin through that thing, and I was like, oh no.
Maybe because we're in the dark.
Maybe.
But I can see how that would be possible because the whole... Oh, I can actually see it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, I actually totally can now that I know what I'm looking for. Yeah.
It's just absolutely see-through. I'm wearing like a fishnet jumper.
You were like...
Any form of brisk breeze is that's just nipples instantly erect.
So you're frozen outside.
Yeah.
I recently did a thing that I was going to ask your just general thoughts on.
Go for it.
I asked a girl out, right?
I know.
But it's the first time that I'd ever been like, hey, we're kind of acquaintances. I think you're pretty. Do you want to go out? Rather than because any other girl that I've ever gone out with or gotten with or anything has been a kind of like we were already mates.
You know him well enough to have a conversation that isn't just about going
don't
out.
know this one at all. Like I don't know her more than to kind of see and say hi. And I was like, hey, I think you're pretty. Let's go out. And
I did see how you asked her out and it was amazing.
oh, that's what I tell you.
Absolutely tell the story because it's so funny.
So there's this video I saw on Facebook originally. And it was like, send this to your crush, and it was this little kid, like maybe what is he 12?
I didn't watch the video.
He's 12 and he's sitting at his keyboard, and it's playing like a beat or something. And he goes, "I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we should hang out or something." And then I was like, "This would be hilarious. Fucking send this on to her." And I sent it into the Facebook chat. Didn't send. Sent it again. Didn't send. Sent it a third time, and all three of them sent. And I'm sitting there like, no, I've absolutely fucked this like from the first step. And I was in the library with the lads, and I was like, lads, I just sent it 3 times, right? And you wouldn't believe it went absolute battle stations. Like the lads crowded around, and they were instantly a council. They were like,
every time there's any form of discussion about lax in there,
yeah,
it's
alright. So
like we ran Hando's sex life the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's exactly how it went. It was like Kev was like, I think what you should do is you should play it off, and you should say this. And then Connor was like, oh, I think you'd be better off doing this. And then Seamus was like, I think you should just tell her you love her. Whatever. But
Seamus was the voice of reason here.
So for like 5 or 6 messages, it took her ages to reply, and the lads were like, has she replied yet? Has she replied? Like sitting around the thing. We were just waiting for it, and it was just a big fucking massive screw up, and it was cringy the whole way through. And then I decided, fuck, I'm not just asking her for coffee, let's go out for a real date. And then she said yeah, and she's really excited.
You skip bits.
She's really cute. What bits did I skip?
The bit where she replied to that 3 videos of I think you're pretty,
assuming I was Hando.
Assuming it was Hando freeping you, and it was like, it's clearly a freep, and you're like, no, actually, this was actually me.
I tried to avoid
this didn't go down well. And then you sent me, that's all I got. I got a screenshot of that and went, oh my god, that's the funniest thing ever.
She was like, this is definitely a frape. And then I had to somehow, that's where the lads came in, I had to somehow convince her. I had to somehow admit in a like a kind of,
not a creepy weirdo way.
Yeah, that it wasn't a frape, and that I was just trying to be smooth or whatever the fuck I was trying to be. It was poor. Yeah, it was a rough few hours waiting for her to reply and send.
At least we can have a catch up now. It's Monday now. On Friday we're going to do another episode.
Yes.
To make up for
yeah.
What we're
So
doing.
if
we'll have post date.
Yeah. But yeah, just your thoughts on the. Oh, have you ever actually done it?
No.
It's a scary thing.
I've never even asked anyone that I knew.
There you go.
I'm not even close on that. Like, I don't have the stones to do that.
What would be your, if you had to do it? What would your move be? How would you do it?
Probably cry in public. That I have a feeling that might work.
The whole cry and then tell her you love her through tears.
Yeah, like I think that's my best move. That's
your number one. It's your special. Fair enough.
Yeah,
I just gonna work, man.
I just can't imagine ever doing it. I'm just way too awkward about that.
I don't mean in public though. So say someone you kind of know.
Like me and you are out drinking away at a pub, and you see a dead one up the bar.
Yeah.
And then you have to go over, talk to her, and arrange a date with her for the following weekend. You go over, you get a phone number, you chat out, and you're like,
I could do that.
Yeah, no, you could do that.
No, but the whole, like, you could definitely do it as well. And you're prettier than I am, so you could definitely do it, like, more easily.
Hang on, we have a third person here that just shook her head when you said, you could definitely do that.
You've got a silent listener here.
Yeah. Now I'm just throwing myself. But I definitely could not do that.
I think you just ball up and do it. Just nut up and do it. I think that should be your next challenge.
Oh my god, I'd actually get sick. Imagine that.
If
you bring me out, I'll do it.
Alright, we'll go out between now and... Wait, this is...
So on Friday,
where are we with the challenges? I'm finished when I have to make a new one.
You have to make a new one.
And then you're gonna try...
I should have to have mine done by Friday.
And then, so on Friday... sometime between Friday and the following, and 2 weeks after that,
yeah,
you will go out and you will ask a lady out and get a date. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can do it. Fuck. Just made loads of noise in the podcast.
I dropped the bottle.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of challenges, that's pretty good transition to I completed my challenge. First challenge completed.
Oh, mug me off again, oh shit.
Even though it was the second challenge set, this is the first challenge completed on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my challenge was to go busk in Dublin City, and I did that.
This is actually a brilliant story, but this is not for the rest of the night after your busking.
So I decided on a whim after college, I'd just go in, I grabbed the guitar and went in, I played like 15 songs, have a little sheet, I actually have a picture, you can throw it up. I just was like writing all the chords down so I don't forget them. And there was like shit all people around, but I made like
Where'd you do it?
€4. It was just off Grafton Street, the first right off Grafton Street.
Up by that pub, what's the pub called?
There's like a jeweller's. There's a jeweller's there and McDonald's. You know McDonald's in Grafton Street?
Yeah.
Just across from that. And down the road, like 10 metres down the road.
Yeah.
It's a right.
If you're going up to it, it's a right.
If you're going up towards Stephen's Green from the bottom of Grafton Street, it's the first right.
Yeah, so I was expecting you coming down Stephen's Green. The first right is like a pub. What's that pub called? The Duke. Yeah.
Well, it's just in there.
I know the one around there. Is that where the Finn Lennon statue is?
No, that's like
The second.
4 or 5 lefts up.
Oh.
Or rights up. It's the first left from the top, though. It's the first left from Stephen's Green. Anyway.
The most irrelevant, unexciting feature ever just had a discussion about.
But
how'd it go?
It was pretty
because
good. I was nervous as shit, though, at the start of it.
Yeah, obviously.
And I was just like forgetting lyrics and all. But it was good fun. And I think it'd be even more fun if I got someone like fucking banging a box, you know, those fucking those drum things, or someone else like playing guitar with me or something, or singing, and like it'd be better with another person. But it went pretty well, and there was no one around really. But that was kind of better for the first time. But then
played 4 beans.
Yeah, I played some.
I covered your boss in now.
Yeah. But just about. Not even. But some young one liked one of the songs I played quite a lot, and she said it was like her favourite song or something, and gave me like whatever change she had in her pocket, which was like more than half of the money I made.
Unreal.
Yeah.
What was the song?
Long Way Round by Stereophonics.
I like it.
It's a good tune. But yeah.
And then she gave me her number and a blowjob.
She wasn't that pretty. Actually, everyone I told that story to was like, "Did she then suck your dick?" But
see, that's the first reaction of everyone.
But then
it's the way you tell it. It was a slight delayed. It was like she really like one of the songs. I was like, and then she gave me some change.
She sucked me down an alley. Yeah. We've talked a lot about dick so far.
Oh my god, the first 20 minutes is so much
this
wanking
episode's
stories.
just dicks.
Well, I'll have to name this one now that she just said it.
But see, after busking, I got on the dart and I got Wi-Fi for the first time. I was messaging you and you were like, "Oh, come on."
Because we'd arranged to meet up
in Bray.
Yeah. And there was a couple of us meant to be meeting up. 3 of my friends had come up from Waterford to meet up. And we were like, alright, we'll go to Bray. Then we changed it to a different to near my house.
Before, like 3 stops.
But I was messaging you for like hours and like Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, everything. I was like, "Where are you? Fucking stop being a dick." Like, and then I was like, "He's definitely busking." So you were saying you were thinking about doing it, but so I wrote to Jake. I was like, "Right, get off at this stop and take these directions."
Yeah, he goes, "Get off, take a right, and then you go up a bit and you hit a junction and hang a right." So I get out of the station, I hang a right, and I walked for fucking the whole night basically. And what he meant was not a right as you come out of the station, because that would make sense. He meant a right if you were to come out of the station and turn 180 degrees and look at the station, and then you take your direction.
Yeah, so I actually meant a left and a right, not a right and a right. But in retrospect, that's not helpful at all because it was like a 5-minute walk to the pub we were in. But he walked for 40 minutes to the next village, freaked out. Because I rang him.
But on that 40-minute walk, I found a pretty good dogging spot.
Oh,
it was a class dogging spot. People were getting rode left, right, and centre. The first car I came to, I glanced into, and your man saw me, freaked out, started his car, and sped away. And I was like, I can't be interrupting dogging like that. So like, for the rest of it, I was looking up and right, like just away from the cars.
It's true. Like if there's a dogging site and there's a window down, it's an open invitation to like stick your dick in it. I'm just saying, from my vague knowledge of dogging,
I am not sticking my dick in any windows though. Actually, what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
They freak out or you get your dick sucked.
Yeah. Like that's very small risk, very high reward. It's just like, this kind of by a funny would it be just like sauntering over to the window, the belt comes off.
And then the guards are called.
Yeah, and it wasn't dogging sign, we're like studying in the car and you just threw a dick in there.
And you're walking, so you can't even get away. The guards know exactly where you are.
Yeah, it's that lank over there walking.
Yeah, he's the lad walking, he's a guitar. He stuck his dick in our window. We obviously put the window down because we were having sex and it was warm in the car, not because he wanted to stick his dick in the window. I don't know where you got that stupid idea.
I really hope that's a real thing. I didn't just make that up.
Alright, if you're listening to this podcast now, you go to your nearest dogging spot, stick your dick in the window, and report back.
Yeah, let me know how that goes.
If you would like to call us with your one call from prison, you can.
Here, lads. It didn't work, and but you bail money.
I made my own choice. I'm a sex offender.
And they were like, Hando, what are you doing, man? Don't listen to everything you hear.
Hando here's free dick sucking and he's sprinting to the nearest
He is at that dog spot right now. Actually, it's a lie. He's 2 floors beneath us.
Ooh, hello, Hando. But see, it made it worse as well because I was like I was getting to the point where I was like, this is definitely too far. Because like you'd only really send me like a 15 or 20 minute walk at most, right?
Yeah, if it was more than 10, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah, so I was walking.
Not without coming to get you, like.
Yeah, so I was walking like 15 minutes, and I got like to this dogging spot. But anyway, this owl lad passed in the car, and I was like, oh hey bro, he's like flagging me down or whatever, and I was like, I'm looking for this place. Couldn't really pronounce the name of it. I showed him it, and he was like, oh yeah, I think that's up ahead here. Just keep on here, like keep right up here, or something like that. He said, and I just fucking kept walking. And then by the time I realised that he was an idiot as well, I was in the next village.
So he went back. So he got the train out and then walked back to the previous stop,
which was so far.
It's not even almost close.
So far.
It's so far.
And it's all uphill at like a 45-degree hill.
It's so uphill. It's a nice view though.
Oh, it's
if you're going for a nice casual walk, not with a guitar, passing a dog inside, about to meet up with some friends, like.
Yeah.
But if you're just going for a stroll, like I literally went on that stroll yesterday.
I passed Bono's house. Famous YouTube frontman Bono.
Anyone that don't know Bono is can get fucked.
And he's your man with the tinted shades, the cunt with the tinted shades. But I was like playing guitar outside his house.
A quote from him yesterday. It was like, "America's not a country. America's not a place. It's an idea." Is that the most
the
Bono
voice
thing?
of our generation?
That's the most Bono thing you've ever heard in your life.
Magical. Yeah. So that was it. That was my night. It was fun. And I was playing. I was playing a song in the dart station because I got there and it was like 15 minutes to the next dart on my side and 20 minutes to the next dart on the next side, so there's no one around. And I was sitting there like jamming away, and this old woman, like, because it's fucking, where was I? Dalkey.
It's so posh.
Rich old woman, right? She's blonde woman comes out and she like stumbles in the thing, like she fell over the turnstile to get into the place, and then like fucking she just didn't pay it, fell over it. Then went over the bridge and was like standing near me, and she was like sitting on the spot swaying. So I was like, I don't mind playing if she's around. So I was playing away, and she just kept like just looking at me, and I'd look at her and she'd look away, and then this other lad comes over on the other side and he starts smoking a cigarette, and then she goes, oh, how are you, Jim? Like, steps out of the darkness. And he was kind of like, oh, hey, how are you getting on? And then she goes, oh, you're smoking there. And he was kind of like, do you want one? She's like, no. Haven't smoked in years. Joe, I miss smoking, but not for the addiction of it. You know, for the physicality of it. You know, the deep breaths. And she was just yelling this across the station. At this point, there was like 3 or 4 people around. Everyone was staring at her like, what is... Even your mum was standing there just like smoking a cigarette, freaking out.
I hate people that are unnecessarily loud.
She was real weird as well.
I freak out about it all the time. Like, I hate when you're on the bus and someone just answers the phone way too loud. And they're like, oh, here, wood, what's the fucking crack? I'm on the way out to you now. Like, there's 100 people on the bus. Everyone is dead silent, earphones in. It's just if for that. Absolutely blare it out. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, like, literally no one wants to hear your shit. And you hear people answering the phone properly on the phone, on the bus. So they're like,
yeah, well,
hey, how you doing? Yeah, no, I'll be out in a second, I'm just on the bus. Yeah, Grant, chat to you in a minute. Gone.
Like any normal, not absolute creature.
I was on a subway in New York over the summer, actually, and there was a lad who
worked... New York?
Yeah, I was in New York, man. He worked for TMZ. Do you know what TMZ is?
Absolutely, I love TMZ.
I haven't.
That's my bread and butter.
I didn't see where he worked for a while. He came on with a Bluetooth speaker attached to his bag, blaring the tunes from his phone. Then I was like, this guy's a knob. Then he gets a phone call, and he answers it, and the phone call plays out of the speaker, and he answers it in the phone. So I could hear your man crystal clear blaring out the speaker and him chatting away like loud as anything. I was like, this guy is such a cunt. Then he stood up and put in his bag and he had a TMZ badge here, and I was like, of course he fucking... It was like an ID badge. It's like, of course that fucking prick works for TMZ.
So, like, was the phone call part of his job, or was he just a prick?
He was just chatting to his mate. Full volume on a subway, like
oh my god, drop kick that prick.
He didn't even turn off the speaker in his ear. He was yelling into his phone, and your man was yelling out of the speaker.
Oh my god.
Take
that fella in the throat.
He was such a cunt. Oh. And he had a douchey haircut and everything. He was like typical prick.
The boys from Watford came up That night I meant to meet you, absolutely mugged off me new fresh cut.
Oh, giving you the old, oh, you look like Skrillex.
No, you gave me that.
Cleans looks like Skrillex for anyone trying to picture him.
They'll see it, they'll say
He looks like if Skrillex shortened his hair a bit.
I had full Skrillex hair before.
Yeah?
Did I ever see when I went on the lads' holiday after?
No.
Look at my pictures and that. I have
Shaved.
It's maybe twice, 2 or 3 times as long as this.
Oh.
0 on the back. I done it myself. 0,
Of course.
and straight back down the whole way.
Like a V.
Yeah.
I'd say you looked so scaldy.
And I had I had even bigger, rounder black specs. And just wish to go out and get absolutely mangled, pissed every night.
The
Like.
scaldiest lad.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Uh,
was it? Lanzarote?
no, I can't remember. No, not any name.
You can't remember. How much of a piss up was this?
Somewhere in Portugal.
Oh, in Portugal.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It was in Portugal.
No one knows anywhere in Portugal other than Lisbon. Like.
Yeah, it was somewhere like that. It was one of them. No, but
It was just a sun spot. Like.
It was just someone else booked it. I never arranged any of this stuff. It's like
You just sat on a plane, sat on a bus, got out, drank for 7 days, got back in the bus,
so
back in the plane, died for 24
I remember
hours.
I drank a bottle of Jim Beam whiskey every night.
A whole bottle?
Pre-drinks every night.
How much was that?
12 quid each night.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It was 12 quid. I remember I used to pay 12 quid and my mate used to pay. So I got a 70cl of that, he got a 70cl of vodka, and his was 7 or 8 quid.
Going abroad for holidays is such a good idea because you're going to be drinking. You're going to spend a few nights in Dublin plastered every now and again, or you save up those nights out, book a full week away, and the cost of the flights and getting there and staying there, you'll easily make up on the sheer levels of rowdiness that you.
I bought a trip to Birmingham in going in May. Flights, accommodation, tickets to a festival. I think, and transfers. The cost of one night out in Dublin.
Class.
And then I'll have one night out there. So it'll cost me 2 nights out in Dublin for this one weekend in Birmingham.
Nice.
Like,
It's pretty solid.
it's all like it's, and you're going to remember that one when
And a
you're going to
festival,
2 nights
yeah.
out in Dublin.
Absolutely. Unless they were the physics lads. Those are infinitely memorable.
Our next night out is going to be amazing. That one we're planning now.
Yeah.
We're in the process of planning. Get like 10 to 12 lads go play 5-a-side.
Yeah.
Eat the carrot and eat it. You're a sicko. Why'd you eat it? You ruined the whole podcast.
I made loads of noise on purpose there. So.
He absolutely didn't. He tried to keep it as low key as possible there. But right, we're all going to play 5-a-side. Finish up. Get bags of cans. We have our own library. Go sit in the library. Get FIFA up on a massive like pull down projector. Play FIFA tournaments and drink cans.
It's really not a podcast unless your dad rings.
Why does he ring me every podcast? Oh my god, he doesn't ring me for the rest of the day. Like he just rings me every single time. What a goon!
That's hilarious. I was waiting for it. Like, it had to happen.
I was thinking this about it. I haven't got a phone call in a while. Like
You can't just reject them. Here, we'll have to do a transition. TRANformers, robots in disguise.
I like it.
Yeah, so we were talking about organising a FIFA night out thing.
Yeah. So after we get cans, FIFA and projectors, I absolutely wallop you all because I'm different level at FIFA.
I'm going to absolutely destroy it.
The smack talk has started. We're not going to be doing this now for about 3 weeks. The amount of uncontrollable smack talk, and I already started on Tom earlier and called him T-bomb. So I'll have to do it.
Actually, we can also plan for the same night. We can plan our
The cards.
our MMA one. We're having an MMA physics MMA night where we have Mog v Hando, me v Miarty, Alina versus D-Raj. The whole shebang.
Oh my god!
I don't know. You and Tom.
Tom sounds like an animal.
You're absolutely right.
I'll fight Tom. To be fair.
I mean,
And fair, I'll win.
actually, me and you could fight, and Miarty and Alina could fight because Miarty's a bit of a lighter weight than me. No offense, Miarty.
Me and me actually fight. We're almost the same weight.
Are you?
Yeah, we're actually the same.
Yeah, but see,
He's a little bit taller. And
yeah, he might have the reach then on you. Oh, I'd like to see that fight. Dino, we're not going for real digs if we're actually fighting.
No, I'll kick the fuck out. Smack the shit out
Fair
of him.
I mean, it's all talk until we can actually set up an MMA card.
I will fight. I will fight anyone in physics.
The headline would definitely be Mog.
Mog Hando is the headline all day.
Because they're the two heavyweights, and they'd go for the longest. All the rest of the fights would be like 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
The lads are just at each other's throats about 6 months as well. They just keep calling each other fat.
Yeah, fat piece of shit. Man.
Every day, fucking fat.
Every time one of them eats as well. Oh, you're eating again, ain't you? Fat bad. You hungry? Oh, that's great.
Talking so much smack.
Yeah.
But Jib, we can arrange. I was thinking, right, if we do it like a well arranged night out, we could do like a FIFA tournament lasts like maybe an hour. Playing like for 12 of us. Like. So like, you could do an hour UFC fight. Hour UFC fight.
Yeah.
UFC fight. Hour.
Can we stick on like John Jones,
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier?
You could throw
a great fight. Because it's long enough and there's loads of moments where you're like, oh fuck.
There's ones like I know there's some absolute gems.
I'd say you do. Absolutely. Get on that.
You get on Jones Gustafsson, fucking
Actually-
Aldo Mendes. There's some absolute gems of
Oh
fights.
no, wait. I was gonna say maybe the fights would have just happened, but it's the following week that we have John Jones. Actually, we should watch Jones Cormier because Jones and DC are fighting for the second time the following week, so it'd be a good watch. Like.
You could watch if you're doing 3. You could watch Jones Gustafsson, Cormier, and fucking
Cub.
no,
Swanson.
no, they're massive weight difference.
I don't know. Did they not fight?
No, there's 60 pounds in difference.
Who fought Cub Swanson recently?
I'm not sure.
I thought they did fight. I was listening to Joe Rogan chat about it.
Cole Swanson fights 145 pounds. Danny Cormier fights 205 pounds.
Oh, I swear it was Cub Swanson who was talking about fighting John Jones or something. With Daniel Cormier.
I bet you 1 trillion gajillion quid. Cole Swanson did not fight either John Jones or
Oh no, I was watching the Frankie Edgar one.
Cole Swanson fought Frankie Edgar at
100%
145 pounds.
No, like I wasn't doubting you. I was just trying to think
I
in
know.
my brain where I'd gotten that idea from.
And that fight has the latest finish in UFC history.
Oh, because it finished like a few seconds before the end. Yeah.
5-round fight, 4 seconds for the
He
end.
choked him out 4 seconds before the
neck
end.
cranked him.
Yeah, he fucking said
He
didn't
choked
get-
him, but he didn't have the choke. He
didn't get
had
the
it on the
chin.
neck, and he just pulled his head off.
It was
Frankie, don't mess
sick.
around.
And he apparently wrecked him in that fight. Like he was so tired that he just gave in.
He won like every round.
Would it have really fucked him up
Killed him.
if he had held on for those 4 seconds?
If you feel yourself really hurting or whatever, you wouldn't know what happened. Could like tear, fucking hurt nerves, or get nerve damage or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
like
especially with the neck. The neck's a lot.
yeah.
Like you could last a bit of leg pain for 4 seconds
A lot of people
for your neck starts to go.
that have tapped out from neck cranks. That's one. It's just like you can even feel yourself when you're putting your neck back. Like it fucking hurts. You get the fuck off me.
Yeah, but I don't know. Oh, yeah, you can.
You imagine an animal
wouldn't want-
pulling at your head like.
You wouldn't want Frankie Edgar pulling your head, man.
Fuck.
Anyway, we're talking about watching fights and all. And
But I can't think your man's Rumble Johnson fighting DC.
I was talking about that as well.
And then you could have DC Jones. That would be like their last two fights each, and then the one where they fought each other, and then the next fight. It's so good.
we could watch them like Demetrius Johnson or something because he's fighting the same card as well.
He's fighting Henry Cejudo.
Yeah, but like we could watch a fight of his before.
Oh,
We just get the boys all set up for exciting
we could
fights.
throw a load of him on.
We could probably figure out a way to throw them both on FIFA and that thing.
We definitely could. There's if it was dark enough, we could do like split screen or something. Yeah, we start something out. But there's some there's some real good fights coming up. That card I was telling you about. It's going to be 2 days after our night out.
Okay.
So night's just on a Thursday. On the Saturday, there's like the 14 fights on, and like 8 of them are really good fights. Like,
Awesome.
I've never seen a more stacked, not full UFC event. It's only UFC on Fox. Main event: Habib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson. Calling it winner of that to be the next lightweight champion.
Ooh, big call.
Both of them will beat Rafael dos Anjos.
But speaking of nights out, you missed some absolute banter while you were.
I missed so much in the week I was gone.
While you were in Funerife, 11erife, 1erife, PointTenerife.
PointTenerife. I know I missed.
You missed.
I missed the science ball was the main one. That was the one I was so sad about.
Which was unbelievable banter. I'll tell you about it in a second.
I missed Ben Clark coming to Watford.
Didn't know that was then.
Ben Clark coming to Watford.
Oh, that would have been so good.
I missed X-Act came to Dublin, and then went to Ben Clark and Watford. Missed. It was like 5 or 6. I can't remember. A load of other stuff.
That
I missed.
night would have been unbelievable. Bangkok and Waterford. Oh,
His second time Watford.
that would have been so good. How much your eggs lack there?
Yeah, I would have absolutely. Remember, we looked up and I was like, "Oh, it's on." I missed Paddy's Day. I missed Liverpool United. I missed Cheltenham. I missed my father's birthday.
And this is the first year it's ever been on this week. Normally it's on the previous week.
Yeah, the trip is always the following
any normal year, you wouldn't have missed any of that.
And because of the time, the moon was in a different place, so there was more moon and fucked up readings.
So that was just the shittest trip. It was 0.010 a reef.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to keep going now. It's like 10 to the minus 8 a reef.
Nerd jokes.
Oh, that was bad.
Speaking of the science ball, man.
I've heard some great stuff about this.
Unbelievable. Alright, so the science ball.
When it was going on, I was talking to some people at it while it was going on. And then next morning, I got straight onto you, got a full spiel. I was so devastated.
The science ball.
I was borderline tears.
It was fucking unbelievable, right? So we basically all got up.
I would have made it better.
In our finest, like our dandiest gear. We looked so unreal. I borrowed a pocket watch.
Just throwing it out there. I've seen, saw everyone's. Jake was looking so dapper at that ball.
Lads.
Dappers I've ever seen a human our age look. I'm throwing it out there.
3-piece, red bow tie, pocket watch, and I found a top hat at the pre-drinks.
Call that a top hat.
I had a fucking top hat. But it was so good. We pre-drinked from like 3 p.m. we pre-drinked. And it went on until... Pre-drink? Pre-drinked.
Sorry.
I don't know, I put pre-drink as one word, and then you just past tense it with an ed. So I mean, it is evolving language. You can do whatever the fuck you want. We pre-drunk from 3 o'clock, so it went on for like... By the time
it was Seamus actually, was good.
Oh, so good. That was one of the best bits. We got there and all the people that we hadn't seen in years were all there, and just like, we met Seamus's lack. Didn't think she existed. Absolutely did, and she's a stunner. Way better than Seamus.
I've seen pictures.
Then
I did see pictures, and I was like, "Oh, Seamus!"
Seamus punching him up his weight. Then,
and twice now you've said that in the last 2 seconds. I just kind of made a vague reference by going, "Oh, Seamus!" You went, "Better than Seamus deserves," and Seamus punched him above his weight. That was too blatant. But we can all think it. You can't say it. Rip Seamus.
Seamus doesn't listen. Someone's gonna play it for him, isn't it? But then we met Tom's lack, who I really didn't think existed.
I've seen her twice. I still didn't think she existed.
We hadn't even heard a name. I didn't hear a name. We hadn't seen a picture. I'd seen pictures of Seamus's lack because he has like, I don't know, he's actually been in photos with her before. But I didn't think Tom's lack existed.
What's Tom's lack name?
Ashton Seaver. She's a triplet as well, which I thought was really cool.
I didn't know that.
That was very cool. But anyway, we met her and she is buckets of banter.
Her brother's the biggest little prick of all time.
I know. I mean,
do you know him?
I've had.
Is he an absolute wankstein like I was told?
He's a bit.
He's not going to hear him.
He's a bit of a wankstein.
Wreck him. I just called him a wankstein, so you can tell me the real thing.
He is a bit of a prick now.
What's his deal?
He's just kind of like doesn't give a fuck about anyone.
That can be banter.
But then he gets real drunk and really doesn't give a fuck about anyone, and doesn't give a fuck about like how he comes across and stuff. Like, I don't know him that well to be really ragging on him, but the couple of times I've dealt with him, I've just not want to deal with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And anyway, we're mugging off a lad that neither of us really know.
I've never seen. I don't even know.
One of his triplets is fucking such banter going out with Tom. She's such top banter.
Tom is top drawer, so like, he must have a top drawer lack.
Yeah. They were like, she was life proud. She was learning everyone's names. Alice on Facebook was like asking about her lives and all. She was top quality. Cian, as soon as we got to the place, this was like 4.5 hours, 5 hours after starting drinking. Cian was in the bathroom for the meal. Like he was just like, I can't handle it. Can't. Came out. He's like, oh, I can't. I'm not feeling that. I'm going home. I ruined my night. I feel really bad about it. And all. I was like, man, look. I whipped out my pocket watch. Look, it's only 5 to 11, man. You can do this, right?
I whipped out my pocket watch.
I was 5 to 10, right? And I was like, if you just make it till 11:15, and then if you still want to go, you can go. And he was like, oh, I don't. I was like, just do it. And he was like, oh, fine. And then I found him. I hit 11:45. I walked over. I saw him talking to his ex-lack, and I went over and I was like,
hey, you want Helena?
Yeah. And I went to like kind of save him because that could have been awkward. I went over, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you got." And I was like, "Oh, so you're feeling better?" He's like, yeah, I feel alive. And he was like, yes, I'm back. And he was like,
He's the rowdiest man ever.
And he got, from then on, was so rowdy, and he kept being like, thank you for making me stay and all this stuff. He was in top
How rage
form.
when you'd been and got home and then sobered up and be like, oh,
He would-
fuck.
But see, he would have sobered up on the walk home.
Yeah.
Or you knew he got a taxi, he would have been home 10 minutes before he was fine again. Because he'd gotten sick. And he still felt... I was like, just get sick again. He's like, no, I got sick. So I knew it was time coming around that he was going to feel good. But, oh man, I ate 2 meals because I ate his meal. And I ate 4 starters.
Such a fat bastard.
4 starters. Because
You actually do
one
have a
liked the
tapeworm.
starters. Then I ate... But me and Keane both ate 2 desserts as well. I ate 4 people's worth of meal. Oh,
And like one bite of that is worth like a $5 as well, so you actually got your money for it.
and I got Paddy in for free.
I heard. How did you do that? You made a ticket or
I
something?
made him a ticket.
I think it's on card.
Printed it onto card. I printed it out, stuck it onto card, so it felt real. Then, when we got there, as an extra precaution, I went in the side way through a pub, distracted a bouncer, got in that way. Then I went up to someone I knew who was running it. And I was like, oh, hey, how are you getting on? And I stole one of the wristbands for Paddy, passed it back to him. And once you're in there, the ticket doesn't mean anything, it's all in the wristband. And he had a legit wristband. So we got dinner as well, for free. And he bought me a pint because of it, because he was like, oh, you got me free dinner, here's a pint. And then, alright, so in the middle of the night, me and Mog are like play fighting, right? We were just like throwing fake digs at each other, right? Then Mog turns and sprints through this door. And I was like, obviously, I'm chasing him. So he's running up these flights of stairs, like, not really running where we're, like, not really looking around.
How rowdy?
We're so rowdy. No.
Right.
Just unbelievable levels.
I want to hear that whisker.
You definitely can. The gain's pretty high in that. But so we're running up the stairs and we get to the top and collapse into these like fainting chairs. And we're chilling there, just looking around like, what the fuck? Where are we? And Mike's just like, I don't know. And it's like fucking sassy. He's like, I don't know. And we're sitting there and then we hear these footsteps and we're like, oh well, we're caught. Didn't really like, we weren't too fussed about it. And up came the stairs 2 third years or second years or something. And they came up and we were like, oh, that's weird. They must have like followed us or something. Yeah. And they were like, oh, how are you getting on? Blah, blah, blah.
They obviously thought there was a fight kicking off. Like, you see 2 fellas fighting, then one run, the other for the chasing. You're running after to see the fight, like.
Seeing one of them get battered.
Yeah.
I'm not going to batter me, probably. I mean, I have the reach, but that lad is, he's not going down for anyone.
He's a bit of a tank, big beard on him.
Yeah, cushioning all the punches and stuff.
He has little small hands as well to be hard to block.
Yeah, true.
He'd be like little needles in your face.
But so we're chilling and they like go wandering off and we're both just like, man, those 2 are pricks. I'm like, yeah. And then
Did you know?
No, not really.
They're not like creatures that be around here.
No, I don't think so. And then we just wandered off like kind of the same way they did, and we ended up busting out onto this roof. We were on the roof of the hotel, like, and we were standing there, and I was like, I just had a cigarette, but I was like, I have to smoke it on the roof of this
Obviously,
hotel.
yeah.
So I rolled a cigarette and smoking away. And there's 2 boys come out as well, so there's 4 of us sitting up there, smoking away, just looking around, pretty good view. And then I looked down and there's a security guard going like that. I was like, I was pointing to Audie, but he was pointing right at us, and I was like, cock. And it wasn't even that. I was like, Mark, we're caught. He's just pointing at us, and he was like, what? And then we looked down, and you can see like off into a courtyard. You can see the stairs through a glass fucking door thing. All the way down, you see 4 lads in a line sprinting up the stairs. And like,
you're absolutely done.
So we just like walk over to them, like, oh, okay, yeah. And they're like, huh, what are you doing? We're like, yeah, okay, we'll leave. And they're like, huh, no. And we just kind of were like, yeah, okay. And they were just kind of like, oh, they're being sound about it. And they just kind of walked us to the exit. They're being real, oh, you're definitely not going back in. And we're like, oh, sorry about that. We just followed the door, whatever. And then they kick us out. And me and Mog walk out to the front. And we're like, oh, we're not going home now, are we? It's like 12:15 or something. Yeah. We're like, fuck, there's another like 2 hours or 3 hours of this. And we see these 2 American tourists, and they're like guests in the hotel, the actual hotel. And they come over and they're like, do you know this guy? Can you help us out? Whatever. And we're like, what? And then we looked over and there was a lad with like his shirt like pulled out of his like untucked, and his tie is missing, his jacket's missing, his hair's all askew, he's got drool on his face, and he's running around, and we're like, oh fuck. He runs over to us like, oh, what's the story, lads? Like, I don't know what he's on, but they're like, we're really worried, we think he might go into the street or whatever. So we kind of bring him with us over towards the door, because I was thinking like, we have a distraction here, this is class.
Yeah, you weren't thinking save yourself from getting knocked down, you were like, we have a crazy, we'll just throw at the bouncers and run in.
So we bring him like near the door, and we're like just far enough away from the bouncers that we're not really being looked at, and the crazy lad's just being crazy, and he looks over, and beside where we are in the function room there's like a bar, and there's a lad standing outside. So the crazy guy goes up and swings a dig at him, just
And a bouncer?
in the air. No, one of the guests just drinking, smoking, and all the
Was he at the sound ball, like?
no, he was just at the hotel, and so all the security swarmed away from the door, and we were just like, yes, straight in.
in.
It was
Unreal.
perfect.
Right, come on, get to the real story that you told me.
The real story? What are you talking about?
Not the lax one, the king of the ball.
Oh, that I won King of the Ball.
Yeah. He won prom king, basically, at the science ball.
I was hardly meant to admit that one thing.
Yeah, but I wanted to bring it up. That's an important part of the night, man. Come on, tell the story, because I don't really know. Stop dropping carrots, man.
They there was like voting on the door, and everyone who was there as they came in were given like everyone in our year in the final year or whatever was given like a polling thing, and they just wrote like who they thought would be king, who they thought would be the best, this who would like who's the next Peter Duffy, who's in all these awards and all, and then for somehow I was voted king. I was sitting there with a pint, and then they read out a few names, nominees, and I didn't really hear them because the mic was real shitty quality. And they go, and the winner for the king is Jake. And I'm sitting there like sipping away the pint, and everyone turns and looks at me and claps. And I'm like, what? And then they're like, I was sitting there for far too long to the point where your man with the mic was kind of just like, where is he? And then everyone was like, fucking go up. And I was like, what, me? What? And then they were like ushering me, and yeah, whatever. But there's a cool picture. I made it my profile. See, we were talking about this in the library, me and Hannah earlier, because I changed my picture because I didn't think they were going to put the pictures up because they hadn't put them up for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks since
2 weeks. So I was like, fuck it. If they're not going to put one up, I'll just put this picture on. And then 2 days after I put that picture up, a good
So
picture.
he had changed his profile picture in like 2 months, then changed it to this of him in his 3-piece before he even had the top hat.
And then again after that.
So 2 days later, they put up an absolute like high def photo of him up, like crowds cheering. He's there, king of the ball, top hat on, pocket watch, the whole shebang. And they changed it again 2 days later.
I just look like I'm fishing for Facebook likes.
Especially when you're wearing the same gear in the two of them. So
yeah, it's not like
it's
different
clearly
events.
the same night. Like you look like an absolute mug.
Oh yeah, I'm
Fair
a little Facebook whore or whatever. Yeah.
You could take Facebook out of that, man. Rap.
Alright, so is that where we're leaving it?
Yeah, look, we'll leave it. We've got a good 55 minutes there or something like that.
We'll get another episode out for this Friday.
Yeah, so we'll do like around in 4 days' time. After we didn't hit on this, we'll just go again.
Yeah, it's not far away.
Unreal.
Unreal. Peace out, folks.
Good luck.
On Friday.